It's a tapping therapy. You must have heard of acupuncture, acupressure, where you have needles poking into your energy meridians, right? So you're just tapping on the ends of energy meridians. So we have some tapping points. So it works wonders on stress, anxiety, panic attacks. You just have to be prepared for that consequence, good or bad. I cannot tell my husband I want to do this.
You're stuck to that.
This is not your safe space. You don't know what that is. You have the right to choice. You have the right to live your life the way you want to live. We don't know who we are. We don't know what the body is trying to say. We don't know anything. When we have fear, why do we go weak? I am very spiritual, so I will be like this. I will not interact with a lot of other people. That's spiritual ego. You have the power to stop that.
Yeah.
Not being considerate of you and your emotions and where you stand. You are allowed to say no. My dreams don't matter, my thoughts don't matter, my emotions don't matter. They are living either for the parents or for the husband or for the children. When you have a trigger, you can tap. So when you tap, what's happening is you're actually calming the nervous system down. Take that power, that is the difficult one. It is very easy if a stranger is doing something to you. You can say, no, I don't want you to do this. That is your challenge. Once you take that power, you will see how liberating it is.
Welcome to She Speaks. She Speaks is meant for addressing the issues of women as well as their stories of success and survival. Today we have an amazing guest here. She is an SLE warrior and an emotional wellness coach as well as a theta healer. Welcome, Sri Bala.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. So let's dive in first with the transition of yours from acting to a emotional wellness coach and then to a theta healer. So how does that happen? How did that happen?
Actually, it didn't go in that order, because acting was always something I did in parallel to other things that I was doing. Not that it was not important. I was very passionate about it, but it didn't come the way I wanted it to. So whenever acting opportunities came along, I just took it up.
Okay.
But what happened is I started with a career like any other person. Like I started with IT, then I went into admin in a school. But somehow I didn't fit into any of those, even though I like to believe I did my job well. But I was not very happy there. I didn't fit into that 8 to 5 desk job. There was always something beyond that I wanted to do. And then many years later, I left my job when I got my son. I wanted to be at home and spend some time with him, and that extended to some 6 to 7 years of sitting at home. I got a little lazy also, and then life happened. A lot of things happened. I was diagnosed with SLE, and then I lost one of my very close friends to death. So all that changed the way I looked at life, and then I started looking within rather than looking outside. I think that's where the whole journey of meditations, wanting to know the soul journey, what happens to us, who we are, why we're here, and all these questions started coming up. And first I started with theta healing, because I got healed through theta healing with a friend of mine who's also a theta healer, my mentor and all that. So she used to do sessions with me, and I was very intrigued with this whole healing aspect. So first I learned theta healing, and I saw that it did bring about a lot of changes in me, and I wanted to learn it. And that's where it started. Then I learned theta healing. I used it on clients. But again, I felt something was missing. The clients were not able to connect fully because it's a little spiritual.
Okay.
It's a spiritual healing modality, not everyone can connect with that. So, and that is when I got introduced to EFT. And I was very, very thrilled with that modality, and it worked wonders for me. And I learned it. I became a practitioner, and then I started using it on clients. So that's how the journey has been. In parallel, there are acting opportunities that come, and I take up as and when I like the project.
You have won awards.
Yeah, I have won 2 awards for the same short film. One in Kerala, one in Kerala, and one here at the Emirates International Short Film Festival.
What was it about?
It was about a mother who lost her teenage daughter to suicide.
Okay.
Yeah, she commits suicide, and it's the agony of the mother and the mother trying to understand. And I don't have a single dialogue in the movie.
Okay.
It's just expressions. So, yeah.
Which one do you think is better? Acting or being an emotional wellness coach?
Both. These are the two things. After living 40 plus years, I have realized that these are the two things that I'm really, really passionate about. But the thing with acting is, you're always waiting for the right project, or you're always waiting for the right script or whatever. But with emotional wellness coach, you're taking an active role in doing something. So both are very important, but as a wellness coach, I feel a little more actively participating in this job. The other one, I'm constantly waiting. When am I going to get the good?
Okay, so you're still going to pursue career in acting?
Of course, if something good comes by, I'm ever ready for it. I love it.
Yeah. So could you tell me more about Theta Healing?
Yeah. So Theta Healing, basically, see, one thing is all modalities of healing, coaching, therapy, what they do is they tap into your subconscious mind, which is what runs the show for us. Our conscious mind is only 10% or 15%. The rest is your subconscious mind. So all kinds of therapy, what they do is they go into your subconscious mind and they rewire your beliefs and patterns. So in Theta Healing, what happens is we have a roadmap to connect to another plane where you're connecting to a theta brain wave. Theta is where your subconscious mind is active. So we are connecting to the client's energetic space. We are connecting to the client's space, and we are working together. So the client is answering a lot of questions that the client is diving into their subconscious level, and we kind of pull out the beliefs and give new downloads, new beliefs and all that. So not something that all clients will connect to, but they can of course feel the difference after the session. So that is there with Theta Healing.
Okay, is it something related to hypnotism?
No, there is no it's not like you are out of control and you have no idea what's happening, nothing like that.
It's completely different.
Yeah, it's different. It's just that you are in a very deep, relaxed state. That's all. You close your eyes and you're in a focused state, you're in a relaxed state, and when the healer connects with you, you're also more in that theta state. So it's easier to access your subconscious beliefs in that state. That is why we talk about meditation and constantly meditate. So you cut off the noise from the outside world, and you're connecting to the core of your inside, of who you are, what's guiding you, what are your blocks, what are your traumas, what is it that you're really carrying inside that is manifesting in your physical reality. So it's not hypnotism, but at the same time you are in a very relaxed, focused state. But you still have control over what you're saying, what you're doing. It's not like you are totally out of control, nothing like that.
Okay, so it's used for patients like what? What kind of patients?
Clients, they're not really patients. So any kind of issues, any problems like stress, anxiety, trauma, blocks in their life, career issues, money issues, relationship issues, you name it, you can use it on anything.
So you told about EFT.
Yeah.
So where can we actually apply it?
EFT is again another modality that we can apply on anything and everything. And the best thing about EFT is you can learn it. Mm-hmm. So when I have clients for sessions, I teach them it's a tapping therapy. You must have heard of acupuncture, acupressure, where you have needles poking into your energy meridians, right? It's the same thing, but instead of needles, we are using the tip of our fingers. Mm-hmm. So you're just tapping on the ends of energy meridians. So we have some tapping points. So we teach the client. So they become self-sufficient in managing their issues. That's the best thing about EFT. It's not like you have to always come back to the practitioner. Mm-hmm. You have the tapping points, you know how to tap. When you have a trigger, you can tap. So when you tap, what's happening is you're actually calming the nervous system down. You're regulating your nervous system. So it works wonders on stress, anxiety, panic attacks. Taking deep breaths and tapping is the best thing you can do when you're like triggered. and when you don't know what to do. You just have to tap and actually it calms you down. So that's the best thing about EFT. You are not forever dependent on the practitioner. You have a tool, you have a skill with you to take home. So you have the courage to face life because I have this. I have something with me that can help me. So you can use it on anything, just anything.
As a wellness coach, so is there anything that any client seeks help about? Anything in specific?
Most of them come for stress and anxiety. Stress is a root cause of all the issues. But of course, where is the stress coming from? That can be different for different people. But I would say for most, it's relationships.
Okay.
For most women, it's relationship. Maybe some have career issues. I mean, those are the ones who are not married. If you're married, for sure it's the relationship issue. And that comes from the conditioning, the women, how they're conditioned to be in a certain way and they don't want to be in that way. And then comes a conflict. And then you have your partner also who's conditioned to believe that women have to be in a particular way. So you're trapped in a box. You're trapped in that box of trying to fit into what the society asks of you and what you actually want out of life. And you're stuck there and you don't know what to do and you're stressed. You don't want to upset your partner. At the same time, you want to do what you want to do, right? So a lot of stress comes from relationships. Stress and anxiety is the main cause, and which of course manifests into physical issues, physical diseases. Like if you hold on to stress, you hold on to a lot of negative issues and emotions. It's possible that you can manifest physical illnesses from that. So some do come with physical issues, but when you go to the root of it, it's again emotional stress.
Yeah, but have you found any limitations for this? Because there are so many social norms for women being married and in a society. So have you found any limitations?
Limitations as in?
Like there is something that is blocking you to go beyond in treating them.
See, there are as in limitations, as in once the client decides to tap into her power, there's nothing stopping you. So it's up to the person coming to you, to what level are you ready to push yourself, okay? I want to do this. How ready are you to do what you want to do? Then nothing can stop you. That readiness is what we as healers or coaches or therapists are trying to bring about in a client. It's not like we tell you, you have to do this, you have to do. There is no right and wrong. There's absolutely no right and wrong. It's your right. It's what you want to do with life. But how ready are you to pursue that? No, I don't have the courage. I am scared. I cannot tell my husband I want to do this. I cannot tell my mom, I cannot tell my dad. Why? Where is that fear coming from? So we treat the fear and we give them an idea of where this can lead, where the other option can lead. The choice is always yours. You have the right to choice, you have the right to live your life the way you want to live. But every action, every choice has a consequence. You just have to be prepared for that consequence, good or bad. Take responsibility, take accountability for your life, for your actions, for your choice. But have that courage, know who you are. Once you know who you are and what you want, nothing can stop you. There are no limitations at all. But the limitation is you, yourself, because of your fear. It's not like I'm blaming anybody or, that's the way you are raised, because all of this happens in your childhood. When your brain is developing, what are your experiences? And that shapes you into the adult that you are today.
Yeah, so many psychological aspects are connected with your childhood.
Almost everything. Almost everything. Because 0 to 7, that's the time your brain is developing. And that's the time you're learning everything. We have come here. We don't know what earth is. We don't know what the society is, community is, people are. And you're learning from your dad, mom, primarily from them, then your teachers, siblings, grandparents. Okay, so this is how the world functions, which we are seeing through their eyes. They're teaching us through their trauma, their experiences, what they learned, which is not the truth, which is not how your neighbor sees world.
They are
Or
shaping
your-
the perception.
Yes, they're shaping your perspective about life and everything. And you grow up with that. And once you reach a certain age and you look around and you see, oh, this is not what I learned. Why can't I have that? But your subconscious will not let you have that, because it will tell you, no,
You're stuck to that.
this is not your safe space. You don't know what that is. You cannot have that. But your conscious mind wants that. So that's the conflict that happens within. So childhood is where everything is formed. So when we come to coaching, healing with problems, we go back to, where did you learn this from? And we release that and we rewire your brain, your neural pathways in the brain, to see a different perspective. And the more you focus on that perspective, that becomes your pattern. So you have to make a conscious effort to see what you want to see, not to see what you don't want to see. Oh, I don't want this. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to work in a place like this. No, I want to work in a place like this. I want to be healthy like this person. So constantly look for what you want, not what you don't want. Look for the opposite. That's how you train your brain to, kind of get used to that pattern of what you want.
So, this EFT and theta healing.
Yeah.
It's very rare,
Yeah.
Not much people know about it.
Yeah.
How did you come into this?
So theta healing, as I said, I had a friend who was a theta healer. So I took sessions from her, and I was very intrigued by this whole thing of, and they also deal with past life, and also past life regression. All of this comes in theta healing. And I was very, very always inclined to soul stories, soul journey, something beyond our five senses, and all of that. So that interested me into theta healing, and the fact that I was getting healed. So that is what got me into theta healing. EFT, it's very interesting. I randomly saw a post of someone I follow on Instagram. She said, I'm doing EFT course and I'm doing a case study. Would you like to volunteer for a case study? So I wanted to know what this is. It's basic interest towards these modalities that, makes you want to try all these things. So I said, yeah, I would like to, volunteer as a client for your case study. And I saw this and I was like, and when I started the session, I was heavy. My chest was heavy, my throat was heavy, because I was talking about an issue, right? 2 rounds of tapping and talking, and I was like, I felt like a different person. My chest was clear, my throat was clear. He said, what is this magic? And that's how I asked her about her teacher, who taught her. I contacted her, and that's how EFT started. And from then, there's no looking back. I tap every day. I encourage my clients to tap every day. So EFT is emotional freedom technique. Yeah. It's actually a psychosomatic work. Somatic because it involves the body. All our trauma, everything is stored here. So when you involve the body, it's easier to release the trauma more than a talk therapy. More than just talking. Talking is also good. It helps you vent and release a lot of stored up emotions. But when you tap, you are actually releasing the trauma from the stored. That's why when you feel emotional, you have a lump in your throat. Or when you think of a very difficult memory, your stomach, gets knotted and churns. That's because that's stored there. That trauma of that memory is stored in your body. If it is not stored, if you are a healed person, your body will not feel anything even when you talk about it. Okay, I lost somebody, or I went through this as a child. You will not feel anything. There will be no emotional charge to it. But if you have not healed, you will feel it in the body. Your body will tighten, or your chest will, go tight, heavy. Your eyes will well up. That's because it is still there as a memory in your body. So that's why psychosomatic works are very, very effective, because you are involving the body and releasing trauma from the body.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it is, because a lot of people don't know. Why do we, when we have fear, why do we go weak? Because the fear is in the body. The body is affected. If the body tells you even before you enter a room the energy, you get a headache. Have you noticed sometimes when you go into a crowd you get a headache? That's the energy. That's your body telling you, no, this is not okay. Something is not okay here. Take a step back.
That's a body reacting.
That's a body reacting to it, because there's something off there that the body knows, which you don't know. Right? So it's very important to listen to your body. That's why we say, listen to your body. What is it saying? But we are so lost in the, whatever you call the illusions of this world, the Maya, the noise, that we don't know who we are. We don't know what the body is trying to say. We don't know anything. We're just on autopilot. We are just sleepwalking through life. People told me to do this, I'm doing this. My mom said you should get married, so I'm getting married. My husband said, why don't you work here? So I'm working. Eventually your children will say something. You will do that also. So you just live without knowing what you want. And what is my body telling me? I mean, not everyone understands it, because I learned it the very, very hard way. When SLE happened, it was like I hit the rock bottom with my health. Almost 3 years. It was very, very bad. I could hardly get out of bed. I was just going to the washroom, coming back. I wanted bed nearby all the time, because I don't know when I'll want to lie down.
Yeah, what was it like with the journey of...
SLE, SLE, actually I was diagnosed with SLE in 2016. Yeah. So the whole of 2015 and almost the whole of 2016, I spent not knowing what's going on. Because the symptoms are so generic, it's very difficult to diagnose SLE. Because you have joint pain and then you eat some medicines for joint pain.
Yes, fever is also a symptom.
Fever, headache, rashes.
Yeah.
You're all constantly like having skin rashes, sun allergy. You can't go out in the sun. Your eyes burn, your skin starts becoming itchy, and So these things are going on, and then I noticed that I'm not able to speak to people. I don't answer calls because I don't want to speak. I don't have the energy to speak to people, which was not how I was. So all these changes I started noticing that something is really off. And the only thing that most of us know is cancer, right? The big disease we know is cancer. I'm like, maybe I have cancer. Something is off, because I'm losing weight. I'm looking sick. I have headaches. My whole body is in pain. It's like you came from a war, a battlefield. Every day it's like you waged a war. Your entire body is sore. And I'm like, I am lost all the time. I am preoccupied because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me. None of the doctors could say anything. They would give me temporary medicines and then I would feel okay for some time. And then this comes back, with a bang. And finally, one of the ENTs, he told me, you should see a rheumatologist. Something is seriously wrong with you, because I was dragging my feet, my hands were bent. So it literally I looked deformed,
You couldn't walk properly?
No, I would just walk slowly, I would just drag my feet because I don't have the energy for anything.
Oh.
Basically, I had almost kind of, accepted that this is how I will be. As if there's no cure, nothing. So I just lived like that, and until this doctor told me, what is wrong with you? Why is your hand like this? Why are you dragging your feet? I said, I don't know. I have been like this for some time now and I don't know whom to see. I don't know what to do. This is how I'm living. My fingers are swollen. I'm pretty much non-functional till about 11-12 till the afternoon. I can't eat, I can't hold a spoon, nothing. Because my fingers are all swollen and I can't bend them. And the doctor was like, why are you living like this? I said, I don't know where to go, I don't know whom to see. So he said, you need to see a rheumatologist. That's the first time I'm hearing that there is a specialty called rheumatology, because you're not thinking that's not the usual doctor that we see, right? We see ortho, we see skin specialist, we see GP, ENT. We don't see a rheumatologist. And then he referred me, and then I saw, and she looked at me and she said, I think it is SLE. Again, I am like, okay, what is that? I was happy that, okay, means I'm not an idiot. I'm not imagining all these things. It means I really have some issue. Because then I started thinking that maybe I am imagining, maybe I'm not really sick. Because no one is saying anything. And half the time people are like, no, I think you're okay, you look fine. So I also started believing, yeah, maybe I am okay, I'm imagining all this. But I was not, I was actually sick. So when she said SLE, I was like, okay, thank God, there is something, I have some issue. And then I read up about it and understood it's an autoimmune. It's a systemic issue. It can attack any part of your body. But I was lucky that my organs were not attacked yet. So she said, we need to check kidney first, because a lot of people know about SLE after your kidney gets attacked. So thankfully, it hadn't gone to that extreme, but I started medication. I had to start steroids and all that because my condition was pretty bad at that time. But now I'm not on steroids or anything. I have one basic medicine of SLE. It took time. Even after I started medication, it took about 3 years for me to be confidently going out on my own. I couldn't. I needed somebody with me because I was always scared if I would faint, if I would not be able to walk, if I want to throw up, So I was very, very scared to step out of the house. So that's when all this help, meditations, inner work. And then I journeyed inside and I saw there is a lot to change inside me, This is not how I should be living. This is not how I should be expressing myself. And it started with changing my ways, saying what I want to say, which was not who I was. I was the people pleaser. I hated conflicts. I didn't want to upset anybody, even if that meant me not getting what I want. So this was my pattern, which ended up in SLE, being sick all the time. And then I knew, no, this has to change. This has to change. At least I should be able to change whatever I can change. And then I said, no, I will not do things I don't want to do. I learned to say no, which was not even a part of my dictionary. Anybody says anything, I'm like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do this also, we can do that also, we can even go to the moon, everything is fine. But now I'm like, do I really want to do this? I ask myself, does it feel good in your body? Ask your body. Think about what you want to do and how does the body feel? Is your body going tight? Is your body shrinking? That's your body saying a big no. Or when you think about something, is your body like expanding? It's very simple to test these things, Imagine you want to eat something. Imagine eating an ice cream. How does the body feel? It expands because you love it. Imagine doing something else that you don't like. See how your body feels. That's how you know, okay, this is my body saying yes and no. Test it with everything. See how the body is responding to decisions, certain things that you want to do. If it's an expansion, go for it. And it's okay if you make a mistake. It is what you want to do. Not everything you do will be successful and, you'll come out with flying colors and, yes, I am like doing the best. Yeah, you are doing the best, but it may fail. That's okay. But do what you want to do. So a lot had to change and I changed that. And I think it made my journey a little more easier. Not that I do everything that I want, but at least it's a pattern that you have to break, right? So it takes time. You are talking about 36, 37 years of patterns that you're trying to change and break. So it takes time, but it helped changing my ways, changing the way I looked at the world. I think all that helped in my healing, in coming back to life and doing things that I really... So when I changed and I felt this is possible, I wanted to help others with it.
So you were working while you were diagnosed with SLE?
No, I had just quit because I was actually falling sick quite often. and I found working a little difficult and I quit. But actually at that time I thought I will do something more freelancing in events, emceeing, because I was getting a lot of emceeing opportunities at that time. So I used to MC a lot, events and all that. But again, because I was falling sick, I lost the confidence to stand for long hours. So I noticed that I started making excuses. People would call me and I'd be like, oh no, that day I have something else. No, I don't think I'm available. The actual reason is I lost my confidence. I lost my voice. You know, my vocal cords got inflamed. I couldn't speak for a long time. So every part of my body got affected and I had to take a step back from everything. So then I thought, okay, let me just not. And then it was upsetting me that, you know, I'm not able to do all these emceeing events. There was a drama opportunity that I got. I couldn't do it. There was no way I could think of going for practice and rehearsals every day for long hours. It was impossible for me. So these are things I wanted to do, but I lost out on those opportunities because I was not well. So, but then I accepted that I need time. My body needs time. That was also difficult because when you're always busy doing things, to take that step back completely was difficult. But I had to do what I had to do, right? So I took that break, long break, and I worked on myself, healed to a certain extent. And then I started getting back into it. Then I understood I want to help people. I really like it. You know, when people come back and say, that helped, you know, and when people really recognize their power, gives me immense joy, especially women when they come back and say, now I'm able to say what I want to say. Now I tell my husband, no, this is not what I want to do. I'm like, that is very, very, you know, that fills me with a lot of joy and happiness. Yes.
So it took 3 years to diagnose Cecily.
No, it took, after the symptoms started showing up, it took about a year, almost a year. Yeah. And then almost 3 years, I was not doing much. Just medication, home, taking it easy, resting out. It's after that I slowly started movement therapy. You know, there was a group called Movement Mantra. They used to do yoga for Parkinson's patients. And they also extended it to, my teacher's called Vanita Singh. So she does it. She used to teach yoga for Parkinson's patients, and she also used to teach yoga for people with autoimmune condition like rheumatoid arthritis, SLE and all that. So I started with that, where you could actually sit and do a lot of asanas. Even Surya Namaskar you can sit and do.
Oh.
So I started with that because I couldn't be in that fast pace. Then when I started getting better, this became boring for me. You know, I was like, oh, I need something more. Yeah. I need something more. And then I stopped doing that, and then I started walking, and then I got into workouts, proper physical gym and exercises, and dancing at home, and then I started learning Mohiniyattam, and you know, all of that. So yeah, now
whatever you could.
Whatever I can, yes, whatever I can to channel my energy in a good way. I said, let me do it. Yeah.
So I guess it has given you so much of enlightenment on life. And
without doubt. Lupus has, of course, I did go through a lot of difficult time. I did go through a difficult time, but it opened my eyes to myself. You know, who I am, what I want, and you know, that clarity, not 100%, but at least like 75% of clarity of what I can, and not be pressurized into doing something that I don't want to do. A no is a no. It's a complete statement. I don't have to give reasons why I don't want to do something. I don't want to do it means I don't want to do it. And if I really want to do something, I somehow make it happen. In a way that's not hurting other people. See, that's one thing. Just because you come into your power or you do what you want doesn't mean you become arrogant and snobbish and you don't want anybody else, and you know, you just live the life.
yeah.
When you truly connect with yourself, you actually connect with other people in a very, very healthy way. Because we need connections. We are not meant to be living on our own, doing what we want to do. No, we need healthy connections, people around you. So when you truly connect with yourself, you're actually able to connect with other people in a very, very healthy way. So you are doing all of this without damaging yourself and others. So it doesn't mean I am on this path, you all go do whatever you want to do, I don't care about any of you. It's not like that. It's you actually care more for the fellow people. Their happiness matters, your happiness matters, everything matters to you.
Yes, ultimately, we are human beings. We need to
We
connect. We are
need to
social
interact.
animals.
We are social people and we need people around. We need connections. We need that joy that people bring into your life. So yeah, when you truly connect and when you recognize your power, you can actually see that people who are not fully recognize that are really arrogant people. They live in their ego. Even spiritual people, you have spiritual ego. I am very spiritual, so I will be like this. I will not interact with a lot of other people. That's spiritual ego. But those who are truly joyful in their authentic state, or they just accepted themselves the way they are, they accept everybody else the way they are.
But it's not easy to understand what you want or who you are.
No, it's not. It's a journey. It's a journey. That's why it's important to spend time with yourself. It's important to get bored. It's important to be alone and get bored and don't know what to do. Put the phone away, switch off the TV. You get so bored that you're forced to look within. So it's a journey. It's not a very easy journey, but if you like that journey, it's a very comfortable journey.
I think that's a takeaway for all the viewers.
It's not easy, but like I said, it's a beautiful journey. It makes once you tap into this, it makes the rest of your journey very easy and very beautiful. So yeah, everyone should give it a shot. It's worth trying.
Yes. So you like doing or being an emotional wellness coach.
I love it.
So have you come across any kind of challenging cases that you have gone?
See, the challenging cases are always where, like I said, where the client fails to understand their power. They fail to, they're constantly looking outside. So no matter what you tell them, they'll come back with, no, but they are doing this. That person is doing this to me. This person is doing this to me. You have the power to stop that.
Yeah.
So when that is challenging, even after so many sessions, when they don't recognize that, it's very challenging. So we have to constantly remind them, you have the power to say no. You are allowing it. How do people do this to you? We allow it. But we think we cannot do anything about it. Because that's my mother, that's my father, that's my husband. Whoever it is, you can have a boundary. If they are not being considerate of you and your emotions and where you stand, you are allowed to say no. You are allowed. Take that power. That is the difficult one. It is very easy if a stranger is doing something to you. You can say, no, I don't want you to do this. The challenge is when your own closest people are doing it. That is your challenge. Once you take that power, you will see how liberating it is. Because even they don't know that you are not okay with it. We think they get it. They don't. They don't know. Unless you tell them, I don't like this, they are not going to understand. You are quiet. They will keep assuming that you are okay with whatever they are doing. But you are not okay. And how do they understand that? So you have to stand up. Take that courage once. Then it's easy. That first time is a challenging time. It is a challenge. But you can do it. You can do it. Start with small things. Don't start with always when you are trying something, start with small things. Baby steps. Do it with small things. Then get into the big things. When you look at the big picture and, oh, I have to do this, it scares you. How do I do this? Start with small things. Like for example, food. You're ordering dinner. Say, If all of them want fried rice and you want soup, you're just eating fried rice because you don't know how to say you want soup. Start with that. I want soup. Say it. I want. It's a very easy thing to do. But for those with fear, they will not say it. They will not say. They will eat that fried rice and just go to bed crying that they didn't get the soup. I know of people like that because they don't know how to say that. If I say that, I will look selfish.
It should be the easiest to say to your closest ones that
It's
a no is a
yeah,
no, that you want this.
But it's very, very difficult for people. How do I? They'll think that I'm selfish, I'm only thinking of myself. That's coming from a trauma. That is because you learned as a child, if you ask for what you want, you are selfish. So don't ever ask for what you want. Just be okay with what everybody is doing. So then we need to go there and change that. We need to go to the child. That is called an inner child work. We need to go to that child who's stuck in time there, change her belief, integrate with the adult self.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you have any advice for the women out there?
Oh, women. They are the most beautiful. They, as in us, we are the most, I believe we are the most beautiful creation on this planet. But unfortunately, we have been suppressed for centuries. And we've been conditioned to believe that we can only live in a particular way. The main thing I would ask for every woman is to know who you are and to have a clarity of what you want, because you matter. The most important thing, because most of women think, I'm invisible, I don't matter, my dreams don't matter, my thoughts don't matter, my emotions don't matter. They are living either for the parents or for the husband or for the children. You matter. Your thoughts matter, your emotions matter. You are a creation. Everything about you matters. So treat yourself that way. Don't treat yourself like just another random thing that has just fallen on earth. No, you came here. You took birth here. So you are important. Women don't think they're important. You are. So invest in yourself. Invest in that precious birth. Invest in your physical health, mental health, your dreams. It doesn't have to be big dreams like, I want to be Aishwarya Rai or I want to go to the North Pole. Of course, you can have those dreams. But I'm saying, again, start with small things. Start with small things like workout or join a Zumba class or invest in some mental health activity. Learn that dance and music and everything that you've been wanting to learn. Invest in yourself. More than enough. Treat yourself like you are precious and you matter. That's important.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So, it's a wonderful session, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I guess there's a lot of takeaways for the viewers from this interview. And thank you, Sri Bala, for joining She Speaks.
Thank you, Srimai. It was my pleasure to be here and thank you for having me. It's a great segment that you all have, She Speaks. So, yeah, thank you very much.